Hello?
Hey there, Lilyflower. Can I come in?
Sure.
Right. Look at you snuggled in your bed. Hey there, Lily. Are you ready to go to sleep?
Sure.
What's wrong? You should be excited. It's your birthday tomorrow.
It's going to be the worst birthday ever.
Oh, come now. It can't be that bad.
The Muggles! With their quarantine, they've ruined everything.
I know. You're not going to be able to see your muggle friends. Well, that's all right. You've got me, you've got your brothers, your mum, planning some special things. Come now. It can't be that bad.
It is. It's going to be the worst birthday ever.
Oh, the worst birthday ever, huh?
Yes.
Lily, would you like to hear a little story about your old dad's worst birthday ever?
Sure.
All right, let's see. It was the summer between my first year at Hogwarts and my second. And, as you know, the first year was quite exciting. I made lots of friends, and I was disappointed to go back to the Dursleys. Right, that's where I spent the summer. And well, to make it worse, you know the rules, right? What are the rules during the summer?
No underage magic.
That's right. So couldn't practice my magic, and well, I'd met Uncle Ron and Aunt Hermione that first year, but I hadn't heard from them at all. Ron had said that he was going to invite me to visit and come and stay with him, but hadn't received a single letter, not even from Aunt Hermione. Can you imagine? Well, as was usual there on Privet Drive, I was put to work and told to stay quiet, but I did have one thing that was protecting me this year that I hadn't had before Hogwarts.
What?
The Dursleys. Well, they were scared to death I might magic them. And I know I didn't tell them about that rule because, well, they left me alone. But on this particular day, it was my birthday, and I didn't expect them, to celebrate too much, but, they might make me a special breakfast or let me have a piece of bacon or something. And that morning, well, Uncle Vernon, he said it was a special day, and I thought, my God, they've remembered. But it was, in fact, that they were having dinner guests that evening. They had not even thought about my birthday. And so everyone had a job for this dinner, and my job was to stay in my room and pretend like I didn't exist. Does that sound like a fun thing to do on your birthday?
No, not at all.
No, it was not fun.
You didn't see anyone on your birthday?
Well, it's funny you should ask that, Lily. I did have an unexpected guest that night. So the guests had arrived downstairs for the Dursleys, and they'd started their dinner. I was up in my room, doors locked, pretending I didn't exist. And next thing I know, I am staring straight into the bright green eyes of a funny-looking house elf.
What?
Yes, just appeared in my room. This house elf, and he told me his name was Dobby. Do you remember any stories about Dobby?
I don't think so.
Oh, I'll have to tell you about him. But in any event, this is where I met him. And he had appeared here, and to be honest, I was kind of excited to see someone else. But he was very strange, the way he spoke, very secretive. And when I asked him why he was there, he didn't give away much. And any time he did start to say something, he then started hitting his head with a lamp or on the wall or something, saying he had to punish himself.
What?
Yes, I know. Very strange. Very strange. But I did get some information out of him. He said there was a plot at Hogwarts and that I could not go back. He said it was too dangerous for me. Can you imagine? Too dangerous for your old man?
What?
That's right. He said it was too dangerous. And he said, I'll never forget, he said, Harry must not go back to Hogwarts. He tried to get me to promise that I wouldn't go back. Well, I couldn't. I was where all my friends were. Anyone who ever cared about me, who ever taught me anything was at Hogwarts. I couldn't promise not to return. So I didn't. And, well, he wasn't pleased with that at all. So you know what he did?
What?
He opened my bedroom door and ran down the stairs.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes. Ran right down into the kitchen. Now, can't say much for Aunt Petunia, really. Not at all. But what I can say is that she made a delicious pudding. Didn't make it for my birthday, of course, but in any event, the puddings she made were beautiful and delicious. And I snuck down to the kitchen looking for Dobby, trying to get him back. And I see him crouched in the corner of the kitchen. And he tries to make me promise one more time. Harry Potter must not go back. Promise you won't go back. I couldn't. So I said no. And then he used a levitation spell to lift up Aunt Petunia's pudding.
No.
Yes. And when I wouldn't promise, he dropped it right in the kitchen. You can't even imagine the mess it made. Got all over me, all over the table, all over everything, really.
The Dursleys must have been furious.
They were. They ran in along with the dinner guests. And wouldn't you know it, Dobby had disapparated. So what do you think they thought?
Oh, no.
Oh, yes. They were sure I had done it, on purpose, no less. So they were furious. I had to take the blame. I started to clean up, so that I would clean it up. It was an accident. And everything might have been fine until the owl came. Yes, that's right. An owl came with an owl post, right at that moment.
From who?
From who? That's a great question. Of course, from the Ministry of Magic. Now, when the owl showed up, the dinner guests ran out the front door, so the Dursleys were even more upset. And then when this post came in, they wouldn't even let me read it. They, of course, had to read it as well. And it said that it was a warning from the Ministry of Magic, a citation for underage magic.
But you didn't do anything.
Well, I know that, and you know that, but they did not know that. And since it had come from my location, I'm the only wizard there. And they said that if I was to do another spell, I would not be welcome back at Hogwarts. I would be expelled. Yes. So not only had it been a terrible day, and then met this crazy little elf, and then he makes this giant mess. Now I'm on the brink of being expelled from the only place I could ever call home. So something else that came of this is that the Dursleys, as I told you, I'd been keeping that magic as sort of a protection against them. They now knew I wasn't allowed to do it. So they locked me in my room, let me use the water closet twice a day, put bars on my bedroom window, and brought me meals by sliding it through a little cat door, little cat flap in the door.
That does
That's
sound
how it was.
like a first birthday.
Yes, it was very, very terrible. And that continued for a bit. Meals, not seeing anyone. Still didn't receive any letters, although I'd found out that Dobby had been keeping them from me to try to get me not to go back to Hogwarts. But then, just when I was losing hope, one night, I heard a knock on the window.
On the window? But I thought you were on the second floor.
I am. All right. It's time for bed, my dear.
What? No!
Well, look at the time. It's very late.
I
You've got a big day.
Hurry, please.
Now, Lilyflower, you know how hard it is for me to say no to you, but your mother would kill me if you stayed up any later. I must
Please.
say goodnight. Oh. All right, I will give you one piece of information, but then you must promise you'll go to sleep.
I promise.
Straight away?
Yes.
All right. That night that I was just telling you about, that was the night that I met your mother.